Are you a brand new business owner, otherwise known as a startup? Have you found out that your credit is getting in the way of you even getting business credit? Have you found out that it is impossible to get new credit for a business that just begun? Well, that may be somebody else's opinion, and I'm going to show you step by step how you can overcome this and the steps that you got to take in order to start creating your corporate credit. Let's roll.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south, I'll be spreading out.
All right, so let's talk about how to get business credit, even though if you have a bad credit or if you are just a new company coming out of the ground, trying to make it in this world. Now, something that you need to understand is the difference between your personal and your business credit. When we're talking about your personal credit, we're talking about these three main bureaus. We're talking about Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. They hold all your trade lines. What I mean by trade lines is any debt that you have. For example, you have your home, you have your car, boat, credit cards, personal debt, personal loans, so on. Now, in the business side, you also have trade lines. It is just a term that is used for the debt that you owe, but you have different bureaus. Now, in the business side or in the personal side, you have Experian and Equifax. You're also going to have those, but for a small business. So Experian, Equifax will also be there, but the new kid in the block and the oldest kid on the block will be Dun and Bradstreet. Dun and Bradstreet allows you and helps you to also create your business credit, but it's mainly used for B2B or business to business type of debt. Now, there's a fourth bureau that a lot of people don't talk to you about, and I don't understand why. But the fourth bureau is also essential, and you will need to also set up an account with them, especially if you ever want to go and rent the place, your landlord for leases, for phone numbers, not phone number, for phone service that you use in your business, but at the same time for security system. Now, it is called Credit Safe. Credit Safe is actually a bureau that is mainly used in Europe, but it's also used for certain things in the United States. So even though it is not essential, people don't talk about it. It is good for you to build that bureau in your profile with them, making sure that everything is getting reported to this bureau in order for you to create that strong credit profile that we want to help you for you to create the corporate credit. Because at the end of the day, what we want to make sure is even if your credit is in the garbage right now, even though that you may not even be able to qualify for any more personal credit, then we want to make sure that your business, your company is able to stand itself and is able to go ahead and fund the daily operations, but at the same time get the lending that you need in order to scale. Now let's go to some of the steps that you need to take in order for you to build this foundation that you need in order for you to become a profitable, but also creating generational wealth for your family. All right, some of the steps that you need to take in the first step that is a must if you want to actually do business as a business, you need to create your entity. Okay, make sure that this is, and I want to make sure that I put this out there. I'm not an attorney, I'm not a CPA, and I would advise you to actually talk to your CPA or attorney in your state, specifically for the industry that you are trying to go into, because there may be a specific way or a specific entity that is best for that industry. So you actually have a lot of LLCs, S Corp, C Corp. Now you have the sole proprietorship. But I advise you in this one to stay away from the proprietorship, from the sole proprietorship, because it is not seen as a company, and you may not get any lending. Everything will be based on your credit, your personal credit, and not your business credit. Now, second, some of the things you need to keep in mind is a business should stand itself as a business. And in order to do so, you need to have what's called a business address. But you may tell me, Carlos, I don't have a business. I mean, I don't have a business, a brick and mortar. I don't have a building in which I'm gonna go to. I want to start my business from home. Great, I did the same. So one of the main things you need to do is there are so many virtual addresses, businesses out there, services that will provide you even for cheap as $10 a month for you to have what we call a business address. This is something that banks will check. Banks will check, and most of them will disqualify you if your business entity is not a business address. Now, 3, Make sure that your business has a business line, a business phone number, not a cell phone, not a home number. This is essential. Their banks will check to make sure that you have a business line. They want to make sure that you are a business that is here to stay. And I understand a lot of us, when we first start business, we bootstrap the business. We bootstrap all the operations. We start from a garage. We start from a home office. Whatever you name it, it is okay. But there are ways to go around this to make sure that you look and are legitimate. Now, what you need to do is, if you're working from home and you're starting not in a brick and mortar or an actual physical place, then Google virtual office for my business. There's many services out there as cheap as $9.99 a month. So Google that and make sure that you have that. But at the same time, once you have this number, make sure that you are in the 411 registry. This is essential. Banks will check and they will disqualify you from getting credit, getting loans that you need for your business if you are not registered. Okay, number 4, you also need to have a web presence. One of the main things you need to do is make sure that you have a website or at least a landing page, something in which the bank, anytime that they research, because they will research who you are, they will research your company. If you are 123 Main Company, then will be 123maincompany.com or whatever website you actually assign to that business, and that's what the bank will double check and will check, making sure that you are legitimate business. So make sure that if you know, I understand that a lot of websites out there, website developers could be very expensive, but you can go to Fiverr, you can get something, a storefront that looks presentable, that doesn't have too many gadgets, and it could come out for cheap in the meantime while you get your business going. So go to Fiverr. Sometimes you may find a website for less than $50. I mean, that's very inexpensive. So also make sure that once you actually get this domain, because in order to get the website, you need to get the domain. You need to own the domain. And what I mean the domain is the name. So let's just say 123maincompany.com. That will be the domain. Now, you also will need to create a business email, not a joey@gmail.com. Something that banks would look at you in a different way and will disqualify you from getting that lending. Number 5, now this is essential. You need to go to irs.gov and make sure that you have an EIN. That's called an employer identification number. Now this is like the social security number that you have, but for your business. This identifies your business for tax purposes, and it is a must-have. It is a must-have for you to get any type of lending. So make sure it is free. You don't have to pay to a service to actually get it for you. You can just go irs.gov and follow the instructions. It will give it to you for free. It should be in a matter of days, 5-6 days, probably no more than 2 weeks for you to get it. But that it will be essential for you to start applying. But at the same time, if your business require licenses, you are a construction a contractor, or you have some type of medical or any type of business that requires a license, make sure that your license is up to date with the state, because it's something that they will require, and they will make sure that you are in good standing with the state, with the Secretary of the State. So it is a must for you to have. Now, another thing, and lastly, something that you keep in mind is your business banking. You need to create a business bank account. Business bank account. It's not running and join with your mom and dad or put it in a saving of your personal. That's something that I advise you from the get-go. Even though I'm not a CPA, but go for further advice on this, is never commingle your funds from business to personal. Make sure that you have a business banking. Now, this is an extra and a bonus. Now, banks will always, especially when you go for the higher lending, they will always look for you to have something that's called the low 5 ranking. Low 5 ranking stands for if you have at least $10,000 in that business bank account for the past 3 months or for the last 90 days. What this means to them is that you have the ability, or you have the reserves in the bank for you to be able to pay back any debt or any loan that they will give you. So keep those things in mind, put those things in use, make sure that you actually start doing the steps, following, go back to the video, follow each step. This is some of the compliance items that you will need. Now, if you want help, we can help you. We have a software which is called a 360 Business Vantage. Now, our software will run the scan for you for free. And we could do that for you, and we could help you out. We could make sure that you actually get in there and see what you qualify and what all the compliance items that you need, because this is what is called the compliance items. The compliance items will actually allow you to either get funding or get denied. Now guys, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. I hope this helped you, and if it helps you, please comment. Let us know how we did. Let us know how we could do better. Thank you for your time. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you click on the bell icon, click on all, like that you'll be notified every time that we post a new content. But at the same time, give me the thumbs up, guys. That's going to help me tremendously. Not only to get to the right audience, but also to help many, many others that are in the same situation that you are in right now and that I was in. But I want to make sure that you get this help. Don't forget, if you want our help with the 360 Business Vantage, go on the bottom of this video. There's going to be a link. Get your free business success can and find out where you're at. Until the next time, this is your boy Carlos Estrada. I am the Credit Assassin, and I'll see you in the next video.
I take shots, I take loss, I make shots, I miss lots. That's how you get big box, you get yachts, you swing lots and pop off a big shot. I ain't done chasing, got big dreams, bigger things, impatient. Who's at the top think they need replacement? Who's at the top think